My mom isn't home right now. You have to come back tomorrow. Oh. You're all alone, huh?
God dang. Check the peephole. If you don't know him, just talk to him through the door. Nightmare Files, can you have Zueljin Reacts channel react to this video but stories 1 and 3 instead of all 4? I would be delighted. Guys, I have been gone for 5 days. Hurricane Delta kind of took out the power here for quite a little while, and I'm glad to say that we had minimal damage except for all the downtime that we experienced. My wife didn't miss any work. I, however, got a little bit behind. I hadn't streamed in quite a few days, but I'm happy to say that I recorded enough videos to where it stretched until the very last day. We cut it close, but I was glad I didn't lose any momentum. And coming back to something like this, oh man, it's so great. I admire Nightmare Files, as well as all of the animators and narrators that I react to. And it's really awesome to have some of their fans reaching out saying, hey, we like this guy's reactions for your stuff. So I'm gonna react to him, guys. Make sure to head over to Nightmare Files' channel first, though. Click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and if you like reaction videos like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel as well. Let's get into the reaction. Disturbing True Horror Stories, Story 1.
A few years ago when I was in college, I would take odd jobs to pay my half of the rent.
Of course.
One day in particular, I was babysitting a set of twin boys that were 3 years old.
All right.
The mother told me she hired me because she would only hire men due to her crazy ex-husband.
Whoa. Do we get hazard pay for this? Nah, man, look. I've been around a lot of crazy exes in my life, okay? I married a fantastic woman that had an ex-convict for an ex-convict, ex-husband, all of it. Anyway, when he got out of prison, he ended up coming trying to get back into the kid's life. And I gotta tell you, boy, I had some emotions that I never felt before, you know what I mean? It wasn't that nice. I really feel for this guy, though. After 2 3-year-olds, too, man.
I was confused when she told me that, so I asked why. She showed me a picture of him and said not to answer the door for him.
Okay.
Don't let him in and to not let him see the kids.
Right.
I just said okay. I thought she was being dramatic, but I went along with it. After she left, the kids seemed harmless, so I told my girlfriend to come over.
Oh, dang.
After that, there was a knock at the door.
Uh-huh.
I figured it was her, so I opened the door.
Wow.
It was the ex-husband.
Why you didn't peep?
This guy looked a lot scarier in real life than he did in the pictures. He towered over me with tattoos everywhere, including his neck, a bald head, and gold teeth. He asked to see his kids. I didn't know what to do, so I just told him, hold on.
You didn't peep through the door. Look, you had one job, dude. You had one job. There's a knock at the door. You didn't even check. I gotta say though, having a job like this though, I mean, you can't really bring firearms. You know what I mean? You wouldn't want that at somebody else's house anyway, like that kind of drama. I really don't know what to do in this scenario, especially if he's bigger than you know?
And I closed the door. I really didn't know what to do, so I called the woman and she didn't answer.
Oh.
So I texted her. Still nothing. Eventually, he started knocking on the door some more.
Right.
But I would talk through the door, letting him know that I can't let him in, nor could I let the children out to see him due to the mother's request.
Right.
He didn't like that too much.
Of course not.
I stopped talking, then the knocking stopped.
Okay.
And the man said, okay. But it was an okay that sounded like he was going to get me back for not letting him in.
Like getting a bazooka to blow the door off.
I look outside and I see that he pulled off. I didn't call the police because he left.
All right.
So my girlfriend texted me and it said she'll be there in 2 minutes.
Oh no.
Then a few minutes go by and she isn't there yet.
Right.
Then I see one of the twins looking out the window and he says, there's daddy.
Oh no.
I look out the window and I saw the most disturbing thing you could think of.
Dude.
The man was on top of my girlfriend, stabbing her repeatedly in the side of her head with a screwdriver.
Oh my!
Her body was shaking, but she wasn't making any noise.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that, y'all. God dang.
And there was blood everywhere, all over her head, face, ground, and that man.
Dude.
I wanted to burst out of that door to help her, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. So I called the police. The man just stood there, staring at the house. He never tried to escape, just waited for the police as if he were crazy. The twins' mother and the cops showed up at the same time, and she was hysterical, going between Spanish and English while crying. I felt numb, guilty, and ashamed that I called my girlfriend over, and she was killed. And I was a coward that stayed in the house. Till this day, I still feel the guilt.
I'm speechless, dude. Something very, 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 very similar happened to me a little while back, guys. Not anything with babysitting and stuff, like watching violence or knowing that my friends were getting hurt. When I told this story a little while back, you know, about somebody that tried to stab me and stabbed a lot of my coworkers when I was working at a car lot. And it's a very helpless feeling knowing that people are being hurt and you can't do anything about it. But honestly, in this situation, if you don't have a weapon to defend yourself against with or stop the intruder, there's nothing you could do. Even if he would have had a gun and he would have saw it taking place, he could have taken the chance of injuring his own girlfriend with the gun. Psychopath. Crazy. Oh my god, dude. With a screwdriver. I'm kind of shook right now, man. Alright. We need to see story 3 now. Alright. Let's hope this one ain't quite as shocking. Because that story 1 was rough.
I'm 30 years old.
Alright.
And this story took place when I was 13.
Okay.
My mother was a single mom, and she had to work 2 jobs.
Right.
She worked at a grocery store in the morning and a bar at night.
Alright.
So I was home alone a lot, but it was okay because I was used to it.
13 years old,
I could cook myself some dinner and walk back and forth to school. I was a pretty responsible kid for my age.
Alright.
One night, I was watching TV while eating ice cream, and someone knocked at the front door. I was wondering who it could be, as my friends never came out this late and my mom would always use her key to get in.
Right.
I opened the door, and it was a man standing there with his hands in his pockets. I said, "Hello?" He replied, "Hello, young lady. Are your parents home?" Stupidly, I said, "No.
No.
My mom isn't home right now. You have to come back tomorrow." He then said with a surprised smile on his face, "Oh, you're all alone, huh?"
God dang. 2 boo-boos in a row. Check the peephole. If you don't know him, just talk to him through the door. Talk to him through the door. I have a sick feeling in my stomach right now because we already know the victim is a female and it's a big man at the door.
I said, yeah, I am. He replied with, "Okay, young lady. Have a nice night. Don't get into any trouble." He then walked away and I closed the door.
Okay.
He seemed friendly, but also weird at the same time.
Right.
He was a little funny looking though. He was balding and had 70s styles glasses on, with a mustache and bags under his eyes like he never slept.
Oh.
About 10 minutes passed, and there was another knock at the door.
The profile of a serial killer.
I got up to answer it, but before I opened the door, something told me to put the chain on.
Right.
I don't know why, but my gut told me to do that.
Good.
It was strange because we really didn't use the chain, but I'm glad I did because as soon as I opened the door, it was pushed open.
Right.
but abruptly stopped by the chain.
Thank goodness.
Before I could even say or do anything, I looked through the crack of the door to see the same man again.
Of course.
And he said in a startled voice, Oh, hey there. I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
What?
As he stuttered.
You don't even know me, man. You don't even know me. So if this dude ain't real big, the chances of him knocking this door off out through the chain, very seldom. You might look at one of these little chains on these doors and say to yourself, I could get in. You can. You can. But I gotta tell you, you better come hard. It ain't easy. I've tried to pop them before with my shoulder. You talk about knock your shoulder out of socket, boy. I'm not a huge guy, okay? If I was 300 pounds and made of muscle, I think it'd be a lot easier. But I'm like 185 on a good day, you know what I mean? 200 on a bad day, and I've never been able to do it, so.
It was like he knew he failed getting inside the house and tried to play off any suspicion.
He's trying to recover.
By speaking quickly and making it seem like he didn't just obviously try coming into the house.
Right.
I said, I'm fine, thanks. And I shut the door.
There you go.
At that time, I didn't really understand the situation or the dangers of what just happened.
Right.
But still, I was a bit freaked out and wanted my mom to come home soon. An hour went by, and I was still thinking about what happened, so I started to watch a movie.
Okay.
Trying to keep my mind occupied.
Should have called the cops.
When I heard,
Hey, let me in quick. I gotta tell you something.
What? What?
This was the scariest situation I've ever been in my life.
Was it through the window?
It was the man once again. He was talking through the letterbox. I shouted, leave me alone.
Through the letterbox? Like the little... You gonna flip open my little flap and start whispering at me, you freak?
The letterbox closed. Then the man started banging on the front door, screaming, let me in, you little shit.
Oh my God.
While slamming the front door handle up and down, trying to get in.
No way, dude.
I just stood back crying, praying he doesn't get in.
Grab a
He
knife.
eventually gave up and left. My mom came home about 30 minutes later.
Oh my God.
Just to find me crying. And I told her everything that happened.
30 minutes, man.
We told the police, but they never found this guy. I look back, and I think how grateful I am that I had the feeling to put the chain on the door.
Oh.
I hate to think what that man would have done if he had managed to get in.
I know, man. Dang, bruh. Yo, use caution when you open your door. This may seem silly, okay? This may seem silly. Maybe I am overprotective, but let me tell you about the way my mind works in a lot of these situations. My wife and daughter love to have the front door open. Now, we live in a pretty low income neighborhood. That's not to say it can't happen in a high income neighborhood. It's just to say, okay? There are some less than savory characters that walk up and down the street sometimes, and some of these people are desperate, okay? People that approach your house, no matter what, need something from you, okay? You with me on this? No matter if it's for business or whatever, the fact of the matter is people that approach your house need something from you, whether it's your attention, your time, or they want to sell you something, or whatever the case may be. You don't need nothing from them. If you're expecting a delivery, somebody in a uniform will show up at your door. If it's a mailman, somebody in a uniform will show up at your door. If it's a policeman, somebody in uniform will show up at your door. If they're not in uniform, I would just automatically say, what do you need? And like, even as a man, even as an armed male adult man with mailman, even with a gun, I don't have it with me every time the door is knocked at, but just to say, I am very, very cautious, and my wife and them love to have the door open. I don't open the door for people, man. We gonna talk right here. If you say something that if you say something that I'm not interested in, I'll tell you through the door. Not interested, thank you. Just like that. It's that simple. Again, maybe I'm paranoid. I'm just careful, I guess I could say. And you know, when I told my dad about the way Bailey and Tracy like don't ever have the door closed and stuff like that, he was like, But what happens if somebody just walks in the house? I said exactly. That's exactly what I've been trying to tell him all this time. Thankfully, nothing bad has happened. But guys, you just gotta be careful, man. People are cray-cray nowadays. Yeah, man, it's good to be back. I hope y'all really enjoyed this video, guys. Nightmare Files. Please subscribe to him. And please subscribe to me if you like reaction videos. There's a couple other videos by Nightmare Files that I reacted to as well. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time.
Break it down.